Hello again. Well, I'm back this morning to introduce you to another breakfast menu. And this morning we're going to introduce you to a dish called chilaquiles. Chilaquiles are made of corn tortillas. Corn tortillas gone back 3,000 years BC in early Mexico. And while I'm thinking about the history, I'm going to start preparing it. The first thing we do in the ingredients of making chilaquiles will be to dice up some nice onions, about a quarter cup, or finely cut up onions in this manner. Give them a nice chop and added to some nice hot oil. Back in the days of the Aztecs, uh, Cortez came to Mexico and found the Aztecs making what they call corn cakes, made out of the kernel corn that was ground up off the kernel and ground with lime on rocks and made to call corn cakes. And while we're still doing this, let me continue to cut my corn tortillas into strips, not bite size, but nice elongated strips, so they'll be able to more variety. As you cut them, you add them to the hot oil. I'm cutting about 15 tortillas. That'll serve approximately 10 people very heartily. Again, I'll cut these into strips. And there we have the beginning of our chilaquiles. Take a spatula and start stirring, making sure you stir it up with the onions and the corn tortillas. Now that we put the corn strips and the onions together, and you see how nice they're cooking, and they're getting a little brown, you want to make sure till they're nice and brown so the onion also flavor cooks into the tortillas. Once you complete this, you take the tortillas out of the oil and drain them. You see how nice and brown they are, and the onions are really giving it a good flavor. There we go. Very nice. Ah, they smell wonderful. Get all that in there, keep the flavor going. Next, we're going to get rid of the excess oil and just leave it very little for the bottom, just to keep it so it won't stick. Put it back on the flame. We drained it very well so it's nice and dry, and we now add it back to our heated pan and ready to go again. We give it a stir, spread them out evenly on the frying pan, and now we take 6 eggs. Whoops, sorry. Break them into the bowl, and we'll be adding this to the mixture of fried tortillas and onions. There's 6 of them. Very nice. You'll enjoy this. It's very nice. I'm surprised that this is one dish that isn't really served in restaurants, and I don't understand why, because I think you'll see when we get this and our audience tries these as a sample, you're going to like it. Again, you start lightly, not too much, not too heavy, and we salt and pepper to taste. A couple of pinches, we should just about do it for the most people, and a little bit of pepper as well. As that's done, we give it another little stir and add this to our nice hot pan of chips and onions. There we are. Very nice. Set this aside so we can clean up later. And again, we take our spatula and we start stirring nice and even around. As the eggs start getting cooked, they'll hook onto the tortillas and make a nice mixture. Now, after we've cooked this and added the ingredients, we're going to now cover it with a lid and let it cook for a few minutes. Just a few minutes so that it starts cooking the egg together with the tortilla and the onions. So that's been done for about 3 or 4 minutes. We remove the lid, put it aside, and now you can see the egg and the tortillas are starting to cook together. One last ingredient while it's heating, we add 1/2 cup of water, small can of Mexican style tomato sauce. It's a little on the spicy side, but that's what you want, just to give it a little bite. As we add this to it, nicely spread it around. Make sure we don't waste any. Put everything in there because it's so good. Put this aside, clean up later, our dishwasher, of course, and we give it another little stir. And you see now how it's all going to come together very nicely. Starting to turn nice color red. You see the sauce is starting to spread around and add it to the soon to be chilaquiles. Once more, we spread it out nicely so that it has a nice balance of sauce, onions, and tortillas. And again, we cover it with a lid and cook it for just a couple of minutes over a hot flame. Well, we've gone through the procedure of cooking a nice and strong, and so what you're going to see now is a complete package of chilaquiles cooked well over a hot flame, eggs, corn tortillas, and onions with that nice Mexican hot sauce, tomato sauce. We're now going to add about a 1/4 cup of ground Monterey Jack cheese. Spread it over very nicely so that it has a nice covering, because these are going to melt. As soon as you get them over there, they'll melt evenly. If you like more cheese, you go ahead and add more cheese if you like. But I just do it for effect for now. Once we have this, again, we cover this. Again, put it over a really nice hot flame, and it should be ready in just about 1 or 2 minutes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our presentation of chilaquiles. Ingredients of, look at that hot steaming corn tortillas fried with onions, water, and of course that Mexican style tomato sauce, a little bit of salt and pepper, with some nice grated Monterey Jack cheese all over the top, ready to be served. We cover it up, and we ask for Susie to come out and join us as she serves this next ingredients. What I'm going to do with Susie's coming up, while I'm waiting for Susie to come up, I'm going to put it right here so you can see how lovely this is going to be. Slip it right out in the pan. As you see how beautiful that is, nice brown, and serve as we call it. We're going to, Susie's here now. We're going to take this, and with our tongs here, we're going to put it here for Susie to serve, and there you are, Susie, serve our very hungry waiting guests. Thank you, Susie. While Susie's serving the dish, well, I've of course added again to a nice morning breakfast our nice hot chili beans, pinto beans, water, salt, and that famous sausage chorizo. It's been cooking down, and it's wonderful. The more you cook it down, the deeper and thicker it gets, and it becomes a nice side dish for our breakfast. And again, while Susie's serving the beans, we have over here on our griddle some very nice hot flour tortillas and or corn if you like. Serving, turn them over once lightly, get them nicely browned, and oh, delicious. We'll put them in a serving tray here, our tortilla holder, to keep them nice and warm while Susie's serving the rest of the food for our guest. And then we have our nice flour tortillas to be served as a nice side dish for the breakfast this morning. And that is our presentation of chilaquiles.